All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. We appreciate you guys watching as always. Today we're gonna have a pretty cool guest here in the house, the JH6 compound. Just a couple of announcements as always. Just keep in mind that we're releasing videos Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we always appreciate when you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, and all that good stuff. In this show we're gonna talk with a guest, but we also gonna do we're gonna talk about how to make YouTube videos because a lot of people ask that question. So this is actually a pretty good platform to answer those questions. So if you're into making YouTube videos and you want to know some of the things that we have learned so far, so far in the last year and a half, just stick around. Also check the description box because I'm going to put timestamps. So if you want to go exactly to that part of the video, just click on the description box and click on the timestamps or whatever that is called. So with that being said, let's say hi to our guest. Go ahead, bro. Give a quick intro. Talk about your channel. Talk about what you do, and all that good stuff.
What's happening? It's the UziNineMillomeetah. You gotta say it right, like the Terminator, the UziNineMillomeetah. I want to thank JH6 for having me on. We've been having a good time this last half hour, just throwing stuff back and forth, having some laughs. But he asked me to come on. We're gonna talk about kind of behind the scenes stuff, for anyone who's interested in either starting YouTube or for current YouTubers who just want to have some perspective from a couple other people how they do stuff. But yeah, it should be good. My channel is pretty much, gun gear reviews, working in some, I try to do like some creative things, like kind of, not really comedy skit things, but just kind of creative stuff, like my little zombie thing there. I got another one coming up for when I do my Glock 20 review. The intro is going to be in the style of a silent film. So it came out really good, so I'm pretty pumped about that. But yeah, we're just gonna have some good time and try to have some laughs tonight.
Yeah. How do you like that Glock 20? You've been talking way too much about it.
Oh, dude, I've been waiting. I've just been waiting for you to say Glock 20 so I can pick it up. It's sitting right here. I'm like, dude, Jarhead, say Glock 20. I wanna pick it up. But
I gotta tell you, man, there's nothing wrong with buying something because it's cool. I mean, I do it all the time. So.
Oh yeah. It was one of those guns. Like when I buy guns, I try to have it fill a role because I mean guns are expensive. I'm not rich, and it's like, okay, I don't need 75 shotguns. Like I'm not gonna pull the move that The Rock pulls in that movie where he's got 2 shotguns and he's somehow like cocking them by swinging them in the air. It's like, dude, it's not happening. I only need one of those, but I want to have more. So when Christmas came around, my family got me a gift card to the local military store, and I just looked at my dad and I was like, Dad, Glock 20 10mm. He's like, dude, you're gonna have to take a loan out to shoot that thing. I'm like, I don't care. It's so awesome.
Yeah. Man, it's kind of funny because I got the MMP 45, but I something about MMPs, man, since I got that gun, and I'm a big Glock fan, and I don't want to say, I'm kind of debating now because that MMP is such a nice gun, dude.
Dude, you bite your tongue, man.
I know. I should just stop. I just gonna stop talking because once this is out, I can't take it back. But I just gotta say,
I'm taking my mic off. I'm storming off set. Yeah, dude, I love Glock, man. I mean, I guess I'm a fanboy. I don't know. Glock is cool. I mean, I'll just go ahead and say it. Glock is the best. I'm looking right now. The Glock is the best pistol. It's the only pistol. Okay. Yeah. All guns should be Glocks. I'm including like Gatling guns on A10 Warthogs. Those should be Glocks. Okay. Like planes should be made out of polymer.
Well, you said all guns should be Glocks, so we're gonna have a couple of dislikes in there. All right, so let's talk about me personally. When I started making YouTube videos, and I've talked about this in the past, I retired from the Marine Corps. I was sitting in my couch, and I was so bored watching videos that I was like, wow, I could do that too. So I started making videos. I mean, that's like my story on making videos. Like I was just straight up like, maybe I could make some videos too. And if you go and check out my first I want to say 100 videos. They're horrible, just straight up horrible. I'm not gonna take them down because they get views, but they're pretty horrible. So,
Oh
so
yeah.
what's your story, man? How do you start making videos? What kind of prompts you to do it?
Well, a couple years ago, I wasn't like I've always been into like the concept of guns, like action movies and stuff, but I was never into actually shooting. And then a couple years ago, I actually ended up working at my local police department. I not in the town I'm in now, but the small town that I grew up in, and I'm decent with computers, so they're like, hey, our administrative guy is leaving. Like, do you want to take over for him? And I was like, cool. So I wasn't a patrol officer or anything, but they did send me to the reserve officer, the 100-hour course, so I was sworn law enforcement. And I just did, administrative and dispatch work for them. But just being around cops and working in that environment, a lot of those guys were into guns. And as soon as I passed the course and stuff, they're like, okay, you did all the training. They're like, okay, you can carry a gun while you're at the station. And I was like, dude, I'm friggin' Rambo, man. This is awesome. And I got bit by the bug. And as soon as that happened, I probably bought like 4 or 5 guns, like just in the first couple months of working there. And then after that, you buy a gun. It's like, I want to learn more about this. You go on YouTube, and I see all these dudes being like, oh yeah, I got this flashy gun, and I got this camera, and I'm running around, and it looks cool. And I was like, just like you, I'm like, I think I could do that because my education, my background is in media design. So I was like, well, I can stand in front of a camera and, say something, and maybe someone will watch it. And I didn't get too many trolls up front, so it was encouraging. And now, fast forward a year later, and starting to build a little bit of following. I met you and a bunch of the other guys in our circle, and yeah, just growing. And for me, it's mostly about the design aspect. I really enjoy the filming and the editing, and doing cool camera shots and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, are you starting to think, now when I make a video, I actually think about by frame. Like I need to get this frame and I need to get this clip and then I'm gonna put this one with this one and that's I'm gonna come out with my video. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you storyboard it.
Yeah. Well, one of the issues, and I guess well, let me get before we start talking about how to make YouTube videos, because I wanted to talk about pre-planning that, but actually, you know what? Let's jump into that. How to make YouTube videos. But if you're starting from square one, like brand new dude that just want to make YouTube videos, I said the first thing that you need, of course, is going to be a camera. Now, nowadays you could use a Droid phone, you could use an iPhone, you could use an iPad. I did that in the past. What kind of camera advice do you got when it comes down to that?
I just use I did a bunch of research, and I was like, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I'm just using, it's one of the Canon Vixia series, like 300 to 600, I don't know, HRX something or other. It was on sale at Best Buy for like a little over $300. It's an HD camera, and it has a mic input, and that's all I wanted out of it, and it works great. The only thing I've noticed is it doesn't pick up black the best. Like, if Glocks, obviously guns are black. If your lighting's not perfect, once you edit everything down and it gets compressed on YouTube, large areas of black might not look spectacular. But other than that, for a $300 camera, everything looks great.
So I definitely agree with that. I think one of the biggest things when it comes down to the camera, if you're actually not spending a lot of money, because let's face it, YouTube is probably not going to pay you a lot of money, and for you to make a lot of money, it's going to take a long time. Unless you become famous in 3 months, it's going to take you years to build that to the point that you're going to make a little bit of money. But if I got to spend money, I would definitely get a camera that has a microphone and records on HD. What is it, 1980 by 10 something, whatever it is. Full HD. I think that's the best. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the best because HD gives you a good capability, and having that microphone input allows you to maybe not then, but in the future to update or upgrade to a microphone, which is overall, I think microphone is one of the best things, man. You gotta have a good, not a good voice, but a good quality in your voice for people to actually watch the video. I mean, if you're watching the video and you don't hear anything, how many videos we see that it's a cool video, but all you hear in the background is like, the wing, and it's pretty annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. Those kind of videos, like I guess like we're talking about like the tech aspect, and again, because I'm all like pseudo artsy fartsy, like, but before you even get into the tech part, I think the most important thing is figuring out what is your channel about, like who are you as a person, like what is your personality going to be? Are you going to like, is it a character you're portraying, or are you actually yourself? And then look at other channels and find out what it is that you like about them. It's the same thing like when I used to teach guitar to people. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I listen to this band, so I sound like them." And they're like, "Dude, I love listening to like Slayer." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And they start playing something and it sounds like bad Nickelback. And I'm like, "Dude, you don't understand like what you're hearing. Like you need to pick out why it is you like this." So, if you're starting out, figure out what it is you want to do, and then make notes on the guys that you like check out their videos, or girls, whatever, like check out their videos and take some notes and be like, I like this guy because he shows, if we're talking about gun videos, I like this guy because he shows a lot of guns. I like this video because he shoots a lot. I like Jarhead's videos because he's got a cool accent. like you know what I mean? Like get those things and then focus on quality after that, because nobody wants to watch a video that looks bad, like bad lighting and bad audio. Like you gotta be presentable.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. That's definitely should have been the first point. That's very true. Be yourself. And I tell that to people all the time, like especially the JH6 channel is about me.
Yeah.
People ask me, well, review this or do this or what. I typically show things that I like, typically share things that I enjoy, typically share things that is related to my life. And I made a video a long time ago, not a long time ago, a while ago, saying that this was not a game. And I talked about CCW and things like that, and I pretty much said that I'm not playing. This is who I am. This is what I do. So if you're one of those guys that like you said, you want to pretend, or you want to make a channel and you pretending to be somebody else, I don't think you're gonna make it, because one of the things that I learned so far since I've been doing YouTube is that there's a lot of trolls out there, but there's so many smart dudes, watching. I mean, specifically for like me being in the military or being retired from the military, I got so many vets that watch me, that comment on my videos, that were even senior to me on rank, that they would quickly call it out if I said something out there that is out of this space. If I start talking some stuff that doesn't make sense, they will call me out so quick. So don't pretend to be somebody else. That's the point. Just be yourself. And I like what you said, because you talk about when you do a review, you don't do it from the whole military tactics and this and that. And a lot of guys like to concentrate on that. I want to do a review. I want to wear the cool hat with the American flag, and I want to wear this camis that I bought in this store. Like, be yourself. Like I don't look at those videos. I love to see just plain civilians talking about guns.
Right.
Yeah,
like, exactly.
As civilian as you can go. I don't need some military guy to tell me anything. I don't subscribe to those channels. Maybe I'm being biased because I come from the military.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I do hear you. Like I'll watch I'll watch a lot of that stuff. Like I told you, like I really like Funker Tactical. I think they do really solid reviews. I mostly watch them because I like their video editor guy. I'm watching it for the artistic aspect. Like I like how he does his game, and I'm like, I can learn from this guy. But like the tactical guys, like if there's something, like if there's a product or a technique, just like a basic shooting technique or the use of whatever piece of equipment, I'll watch those guys and get a general feel for it. But I like to not be. My channel is not geared towards tactical people, because even though I like tactical gear to a certain extent, I don't have that background. So
Yeah.
no one would take me seriously if I came in there and I threw on my plate carrier and I'm like, all right, today we're gonna do the 2.769 ABC drill where you shoot like 70 rounds out of your Glock that only holds 15, but those 70, you shoot them through osmosis and it comes through your bloodstream. Like it's gonna make no sense. I can't do that. But if I talk about it from just my perspective as just a gun fan, and protecting my home and my family or whatever, that kind of stuff, it comes across way more genuine, and I'm not pretending to know something that I don't. Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of guys have I get like 90% positive comments, and a lot of the guys are like, yeah, you're really articulate in your videos, and you're really reasonable with your arguments. Like, they're not so black and white, and it's not like, oh, this is exactly how you do it. And I find that resonates with the average person, and that's who my audience is. Just the everyday gun fan.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me put this out there, because we are not experts by any means or anything, but there's two channels here on YouTube that I watch a lot, and I'm gonna put it down in the description box. One is gonna be Daryl Eve, and the other one is gonna be Video Creators.
Yeah.
And if you're not subscribed to those guys, you're missing out, because those guys will teach you. Like, those guys are actually YouTube certified guys. They go through this YouTube training or whatever it is, and those guys will teach you everything, how to do a playlist, how to do this. Like, I'm telling you, if it would have been because of those guys, I wouldn't even know what a playlist is yet. But you got to be subscribed to those guys, and if you're really trying to make videos, you need to subscribe to like production channels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking about Funker Tacticals and the editing guys. I do the same. Sometimes I'm watching the video, and I'm not really even watching the video. I'm just watching how he added the video. Like, what did he use for his intro? And you kind of have to become. You gotta have to have an imagination out there, because you got to keep in mind, you want to pass good information, but you also want to entertain people, and that's what a lot of people sometimes will miss, the entertainment factor. Like, if it's a boring video, people are not going to watch it. And I got a million boring videos, but the point is that you have to like continue to increase as you continue to be on YouTube. If you've been doing YouTube videos for a year and your first video looks like your last video, you're not putting too much effort.
Yeah, unless your first video went viral, in which case you're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like generally, yeah, you're right. Like, everyone's, the average person, we're talking about the average YouTuber, not like the person who throws out, the next who's that Korean dude with that really annoying song? The one he was Gangnam Style, that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Say, or whatever his name is. He had that, we're not talking that kind of stuff that just blows up. We're talking the average person who's building their channel, trying to build a following, and after a couple years is really established. Yeah, you do, like you said, you do have to have an imagination, you do have to have a vision, and you got to have that critical eye. Like, when you're watching someone else's video, yeah, cool, watch it for the content once, but then go back and watch it again and be like, okay, what is it that I really am digging about this guy? Like, is it more about the person? Do you like the camera angles? Do you just like the way it's cut together? And I agree with you too on, like, you can't just watch videos that are just what you like to watch. Like, I'm subscribed to a bunch of besides like video creators, like one of my favorite channels is the GoPro Tips channel, or whatever it is. Like, they have all kinds of tips and tricks, and like, if ever I need an idea, I'll click on one of their videos and watch like 10 seconds of it, and I'm like, that's a cool way to use that. I just got an idea for a video. Like, it's that easy. But you got to be always thinking about ideas and like how to improve yourself. You can't just say, I'm gonna, well, I mean, unless it's a Glock 20, because if you hold a Glock 20, it's gonna get 1 million views, right? But if you're holding anything, you can't just stand there and go, here's my gun, I think it looks cool, and expect that people are gonna like that, you know.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed though, one thing that I really noticed when it comes down to this, a lot of guys are like, well, people are gonna watch your videos, yeah, but I think it makes a difference on the retention because when I started doing, improving the quality of the videos a little bit, I started seeing a higher retention. Not only people were watching the videos, but were actually subscribing to the video, subscribing to the channel, just because the video looked a little bit better. And again, people, we're not talking about. Don't think this is going to be a high production, system that I got here. All I have is I think the camera. I bought the camera, one of those broken cameras that I pay less money and somebody fix it or whatever. I paid about $100, but they typically cost about $200. So $200 camera with a $15 tripod from Walmart, and that's about it. And I use iMovie, which is free. So it's you know what I'm saying? iMovie rocks, man.
iMovie, baby.
And it's a pretty cool setup. But now when you start thinking about this, and just to kind of spice up the video a little bit, and this is very simple. If you grab your phone, now I got this phone, which is still wearing the. I got it from my wife, so it's still wearing purple, but it's okay because Jesus wear purple and he's cool. So, but either way, if you use your phone and you use a second tripod and you use like a little thing like this is called like the jellyfish, and you attach your cell phone to this and attach it to another tripod, now you got a second camera. So now you could be recording yourself with your main camera, and now you could be recording the target with the second camera. So you have that, you have that transition where you're shooting a target and you actually seeing where you're hitting. People like that. That's people gonna like the video, gonna subscribe to the channel, gonna share the video, and it's just such an easy improvement. I mean, I know the tripod maybe like $10-15. I think this is like maybe $10 in Amazon. So you're looking at $20, and you use your cell phone. Now you got a second camera. So the point is that you got to have imagination. You got to be able to think about ideas and use them to improve the quality of the video.
Yeah, the production does go a long way, and I agree with you on that too. We're not saying go and buy like crazy green screen and like a wind and fog machine and hire Steven Spielberg to cut your movie together. This is not Jurassic Park gun videos, but oh, that would be dope. Like Jurassic Park dinosaurs running around with machine guns. But yeah, like I use I use like a $300 camera, and then I have a GoPro. So the GoPro is like probably the most expensive piece of recording equipment that I own. And then like my lighting system, I bought one of the cheapest lighting systems off Amazon. It was like $40 or $50, and it works awesome for tabletop reviews. And like Jarhead said, being creative is the key. Like, and it can be little things. Like if I'm doing a full-on gun review, the production's going to be generally higher than if I'm doing like a strict tabletop. Like if my talk videos, like if it's like more me sharing philosophy or my opinion, usually those are majority just a static shot of something, so you have something to look at, but it's about me talking. But I'll still put effort into making that visual look good. Like if you watch my last video on just talking about ammo, I took the time to actually arrange that ammo on the table in a way that I thought was visually appealing. It's not just here's this box of ammo and I'm holding this shaky camera. If that works for you, that's cool, but there's definitely a production difference between that and actually setting up like a scene or a stage or whatever, just so that there's something for the audience to look at and go, oh yeah, I'm going to choose to watch this guy's video maybe over this other person's video if I only have a couple minutes, because this guy, his videos just look a little bit sharper, or his presentation is a little bit sharper. It really does go a long way, just being that, putting in that little extra effort.
Yeah. People think that making videos is easy. It's actually pretty complicated. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? After you do it for so long, it gets easier. I'm gonna show you a little camera that I got. I got this Sony. I forgot what it is, Steady Shot or Action Cam, whatever it
Yep.
is. Yeah, I got it from Black Friday for about $100. So it was $250. I got it for $100. Really happy. I guess you could attach it to your side. You could attach it to a gun. You could attach it to multiple platforms. And it actually has this thing that is 170-degree angles. So it actually like takes a really large space. But you're gonna see. Actually, I already recorded a couple of things with this camera. But you were talking about lighting. And what I got from lighting, which a lot of people don't know, but what I did with lighting is that I went into YouTube, did a do-it-yourself lighting kit, and I came out with like a billion freaking videos out there, and I bought some PVC pipes, and I made a tripod with PVC pipes. I got some of those C-clamp. Actually, I should do a video on that, but I got those C-clamp lights that you could C-clamp into the top of the tripod, and I put a 1600 lume light bulb. I think I pay about maybe about $20 a light. I got two of them. Now I'm gonna get a third one so I could have the whole three setup kind of deal. But again, for about $40, I built a pretty sweet lighting system. So I go back to that imagination factor. If you don't have the money, go into a YouTube, do a search, because for a little bit of money, you could improve the quality big time of
Oh
your
yeah.
videos.
Yeah,
So
it's the same thing with very subtle editing tricks. Like again, like if you go back and watch like my first, I don't know, 7 videos, I did those all in one batch. Like before I even had the account, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do YouTube, so I want to come out swinging. So I made like 10 videos or so, and I put them all up in the same time. And I was like, oh yeah, this is my style and it's cool. And if you watch those, even though some of those have like 20,000 plus views, watch that and then watch one of my later videos. There's a significant difference in the editing style, in just the image quality, how I do certain transitions, even like especially just my speaking pattern and stuff. It's much more relaxed. All these subtle things, like for example. With like transitions, don't use 75 transitions. Don't make a video where every time you cut between, one's like a star wipe and one's a side wipe and one's a block or whatever, one's fade to black, one's fade to, no. Pick like one or two. It's the same thing with like fonts. If you're putting text on there, use one or two fonts. Just subtle little design things will make you just look really tight. And again, I'm not an expert. It's not like my stuff looks nearly as awesome as like Funker Tactical. They have a much better budget than me, and that guy's like way more talented. But you know what I mean? Like you grow along the way, and if you can come out the gate with some of these ideas and tools, under your belt already, you're going to be way ahead of the game than if you start out, well, I'm just holding this camera literally and like talking to a shaky camera. Like you can kind of get your foot, step on the right foot when you start, if you think of these things.
yeah, you good point. And I know guys that record everything and edit everything on cell phones.
Yeah.
The Alabama Owens used to do. I think now he's gonna go to a computer, but he used to record and edit everything on his iPhone, and the quality was pretty good. So the point and the main reason why we're doing this videos is because people ask these questions. So this is going to be kind of like a base ground for people that ask the question, to come and kind of listen, instead of me and Uzi writing a 6-page email on that.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Good, pretty decent camera would do the business. A regular tripod would do. You just got to know the capabilities of your system. Don't expect to buy a $200 camera and a tripod and think you're gonna go out there and do interviews and run around with the camera. It's not gonna work. But for the basic thing, it is gonna work. And free software like iMovies, man. When I started using iMovies, I didn't even know how to import a file into iMovies. I didn't even know how to do it. And again, I spent like maybe like 3-4 days just watching iMovies videos, man. I gotta watch every video on iMovie out there, and then I learned how to use it. So it goes back to like how much effort are you gonna put into it? You know what I'm saying? I definitely wouldn't recommend you to spend a lot of money at the beginning. I wouldn't recommend you to buy something that, a program that costs $200-$300, or some of these programs that cost 30-40 bucks a month. I wouldn't do that. I would just use the basic free software that you could find. Just use it to the full capacity. Use everything out of that software that you could use.
Yeah, it's definitely more about creativity and skill versus the technology. It's kind of like, if you give a good shooter, you could give a good shooter a high point pistol, and they're going to probably shoot it as good as, some other dude who's running like an HK. There's probably like 75 dudes who love HK who are going to thumbs down this video because I said that.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. Like you know what I mean, though. Like, it's not. Or if you give a really good guitar player a $300 guitar, he's gonna shred that thing. Like, he's still gonna make it work. So like Jarhead is saying, use the tools that you have at your disposal. Definitely don't spend a bunch of money, because out the gate, unless you are one of these people that's going to be making somehow these viral videos. It can be discouraging up front because you might depends on where what your expectations are. So there is an initial investment. You do have to spend. There is a minimum, I think, on a camera. Don't go and buy this $25 camera at Radio Shack because it's on sale. Do your research. Get yourself an HD camera. Get something that can take a halfway decent mic. Figure out how to get some lighting. And again, he and I are both using like $40, $50 systems, and they're great. Once you have that, the rest is all just creativity. How to get cool shots. What's some actual good content to talk about. How can you edit it together? Maybe put some music in there and have it be tight. That's really where it comes together.
Yeah. And there's so many websites out there that will give you free royalty music. Even YouTube has a section where you could download free music, and you're not gonna have any royalty or whatever, copyright issues and things like that. But you talked about things to talk about, and a lot of guys get so into the gear reviews, and one thing that I like about the gear reviews is that it's always going to get views. Right. You review a knife, it's always going to get views because people are going to search for that. Some of the other videos that we talked about, like opinions, may not get so many views after, like talking about Ferguson. Ferguson is over. So
right, yeah, you talk about it now. It's like, hey man, you guys want to talk about Austin Powers? Like, have you seen it? No.
Like if I reshare the video about Ferguson, people are not gonna click on it because it's pretty much over. But the point is people want to hear your opinion. So yeah, put some good reviews and things like that. But if you want to do one of those channels that you want to give your opinion, give your opinion. Just remember, once you say and it's in the internet, it's gonna stay there forever. You know what I'm saying? There's no coming back from that.
You brought up a good point, and this is something that I don't know if I think a lot of once you've been doing it, people think about it, but up front, one thing you should consider is video types, and I can only I assume people watching this video are obviously interested in gun videos. That's kind of the vibe. So for like our types of videos, like I when I set out to do something, like if I'm looking at my timeline of, okay, what am I going to put out this week, or what do I want to put out in the next couple of videos, I'll actually look at the types of videos I've done the last couple of times and say, okay, you can't do another one like that. Like if I do a gear review video or a gun review, like you said, like my strategy out the gate originally was I have to do a good amount of gun and gear reviews just because I know they're going to get views, and I want people to learn who I am and decide if they want to keep watching. And then as I build a subscriber base, I can start to drop in videos that are more based on my opinion or like my philosophy. So like I'll do 2 or 3 gun reviews or a gear review like a backpack, and then I'll drop in one where it's more of a conversational piece. And I know that that video isn't going to get nearly as many views. It's going to cap out probably after a week. Whereas the gun video is going to go on to, you know, 5, 10, 15,000 views. But it gives me that platform to you know to slowly get people used to me doing those videos, and then I get a different set of viewers who are like, oh, I might not, I don't want to watch another Glock video, but I want to hear what you have to say about you know the use of a weapons light or something. So you know, think about your categories. Like you have your gear reviews, your gun reviews. You have the straight up like the opinion. It could just be I'm talking about a political opinion. You have ones that are like you're strictly sharing something, like my video on my ammo goals. Like it's just like I want to share that with everyone and just have a discussion. Think about the types of videos so you vary your content along the way so it's more dynamic and you don't get stagnant.
Cool, cool. No, you're right, man. I usually do the same thing. I look back to the you know, to my previously made videos. I do have that application, Evernote, and I say, because you know sometimes ideas just hit you. So
oh yeah,
if an idea hits me, I go into my notes and I write it down. Cause
dude, I do the exact same thing.
Because like the idea that I was telling you about the gun and the knife that you know I'm not gonna spoil, but I'm gonna do soon. It kind of hit me up. So I mean, there's gonna be some tools out there that is gonna help you out. But again, we're just doing this video because people ask questions. I think overall, if you want to start making YouTube videos, I do got several videos in my channel about this. You need a camera that records in HD.
Yeah.
That will be the best thing. You need a tripod because you don't want that shaking cameras kind of thing. You need some type of editing software. And a lot of guys says, well, I want to have a cool intro and an outro. You know, it's very easy to make. You know, you just get a clip of you shooting a gun or something. You could put some music in the background. Boom, that's your intro. Very, very easy. You don't need some fancy, you know, like things coming out this way and things coming out this way. At least to start. If you want to improve your quality in the future on that, yeah, definitely do that. But you definitely need to have editing software. You definitely need to edit the video and kind of clean it out, make it look cool. And like we say, you know, gear reviews, opinions, it's going to be up to you. But the biggest thing that I would say is have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun making videos. I mean, I don't do this because I make money, because I barely make any money. I barely make any money. I don't know.
And I make less than money because it's all net loss, man. Like it's all at this stage of the game, it's all pay to play. But he's right. Like you got to do it because you like it and you have fun. And a big part of it is meeting cool people. Like meeting Jarhead. Like Jarhead is kind of like my surrogate YouTube big brother. Like he always looks out for me. Like if I haven't done a video, if I get lazy and I haven't done a video for a couple of weeks, Jarhead will send me a message and go, dude, why haven't you put up a video for a couple of weeks? I'm like, okay, I'm on it, and he keeps me motivated. And
that means I need a job, man. I got too much free time.
Dude, you're taking care of all the YouTubers, man. But you're like our rep. But yeah, you know, meeting guys, you know, like him and like Daily Shooter, you know, like just cool guys that I actually will converse with, and they're like my YouTube buddies, and I'm like, dude, these guys are cool. I look forward to watching their videos. I look forward to talking to them. It's encouraging, because the flip side of that is, we were laughing about it earlier, is the trolls. Like, you have to be ready to deal with trolls and people coming on and being like, man, that's a sweet gun, but you look like an Oompa Loompa. It's like, what does that have to do with anything? It's like, you shoot that gun like Ronald McDonald. What does that mean? Like you got to be able to deal with that.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right, man. So talking about the trolls, I got a few. I mean, ignore them, block them. And that's pretty much the only thing I can say about that. I mean, sometimes when I have free time, I talk to them, and I kind of like we go back and forward. But overall, just ignore them. I mean, those guys
Yeah.
are not going to have a conversation with you. They're not looking to have a conversation with you. They're just looking to mess up your day. And I got to tell you, man, no matter how good or the quality your video is, someone is going to complain.
Yeah.
You know, someone's going to say, hey, the audio was too loud, or the audio was too this, or, you know, you should have filmed this way. And you're like, really, man? How about you make your own videos? Open your
Yeah.
own channel and make your own videos. You know what I'm saying? I don't, especially when we were talking about this. If it's somebody that, you know, like the Daily Shoot or somebody like that we've been hanging around for a while, and they say, hey, you know, Jar, your video, this and this, man, you should fix this. Definitely, you know, I always
Yeah.
welcome improvement. But some dude that I like, who are you? I never even seen you before. Like, go away, man. That's the only thing I gotta
Yeah.
say. Like, go away. No one
Exactly.
cares. So,
Exactly. Yeah. When someone, and that's the thing, you're rarely gonna get trolled. Like you might get strong opinions from other channels, but you're not gonna get trolled by people who make videos generally because they know that you can see them. So like it's the people who can't be seen, and like Jarhead, I'm pretty sure this was when we were hanging out before, so I'll tell it again. But we were just sharing some funny troll stories, and one of the trolls I had lately, I did a review on the 511 Rush backpack. That video is like a year old. It's one of my biggest videos, and I generally get positive reviews. And I said in that video, like in the warmer months, I like to go running. I am fat right now. I'm gonna tell you, I do holidays. I am fat, but um, at the time of that video, you know, I had been running a lot, and I was commenting on the quality of the bag. And I said, yeah, when I go running sometimes, I'll wear the backpack and put some weight on it. I'm not even in the video. Like, it's all a tabletop review. And the guy, the only part you see of me is my intro. And at the time of the filming of that, I was working out. I was in really good shape. I was just wearing kind of a baggy white T-shirt, and a guy came on and he goes, "Who are you kidding, fat man? You don't go running." And I'm like, "Dude, you're looking at a backpack and you're telling me I'm fat. Like, how fat do you really think I am?" So like
trolls,
that's what you're
man.
gonna get. Yeah.
Trolls. Trolls,
Yeah, like
man.
sometimes I'll give them a witty comeback. Like my attitude with trolls is I've learned like they say don't feed them. Don't get into a pissing match with them. Don't like
Mhm.
fire back with something petty. Like if they're like, dude, I hate your gun. Don't be like, well, your mom likes it. Like that's what they want you to do. I'll either if it's really something that's just so dumb and obnoxious, I'll just like block them, like Jar had said, or I'll reply with something that's like so matter of fact that it's like, wow, you're dumb. Like on my zombie video, I put a disclaimer right at the beginning, that big letters that says, "Don't take this seriously. It's like this is a joke and it's to entertain you." And a guy came on and he wrote, "This is stupid. I can't believe this guy is serious. Like, does he think that zombies are real? This is so retarded, blah, blah, blah." So I just wrote under it. I was like, you must actually be stupid if you couldn't read the intro or you
Yep.
just didn't watch the video. Like, I just don't get it.
And you're gonna get a lot of those videos from a lot of the non-gun supporters. A lot of those comments like,
Yeah.
why do you need, you know, so many guns, or why you need so many this, you know. At least I got the comments like, you come from the military, you must be crazy, you need to go to the VA, this is not a combat zone. And I always says I'm pretty well aware this is not a combat zone because I've been in a combat zone and it doesn't look like this. So
Right.
I'm tracking, but yeah, ignore them. You
Yeah.
know, don't worry about then. So, all right, guys. So to recap, hope this video answers some of you guys' questions. You know, a lot of you guys have questions about this. I know this type of videos are a little bit too long, but you know, some of you guys actually enjoy it. Some of you guys are actually looking for this type of information. When I started making videos, I was looking for information and I couldn't find anything out there other than, you know, some of the gamers or some of the game channels did a couple of videos, and you got the Call of Duty dude running around, you know the guy's talking kind of thing. So you know what I'm saying? They're always kind of funny. But either way, you got anything going on in your channel that you wanna any last statement kind of thing?
My last stand. I'm working on. I told you about earlier. I don't want to spoil that, but I've got my intro done for my full Glock 20 review. I need to get a little more shooting footage, so I'm hopefully gonna work that out this weekend and get it out maybe this weekend. Get some actual like my full production review. I also wanted to do a just so the Glock 20, because the Glock 20 has to get as much camera time as possible. I got you got those Mechanolith True Dot, right? Is that what you got?
Yeah, I got the same sights.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was at my local store and I was like, dude, I think Jarhead's got those sights. I'm getting them too. So
Yep.
I think one of the next discussion videos I do is I want to talk about like night sights versus the use of a light, and just kind of my thoughts on that kind of stuff. So those two videos are coming up, and I told gun enthusiasts a long time ago I was going to try and get some knife videos out. I just haven't done it, but I want to talk about this orange bad boy right here. This is the 511 responder tool. It's got that groovy glass breaker because I just walk around breaking car windows. And this is another 511 knife. The worn surge blade. I got this for a crazy deal. So at some point I'll talk about those knives.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do a video on those night sights too. I just got to go shooting. But one of the things that I like is that when you go to sleep, you go actually night sights, so you can see the dots. So it kind of gives you like a reference point where your gun is. I mean,
Right.
we know where the gun is, but when the lights are off and everything is off, and you kind of like open your eyes a little bit and you see those three dots right there next to you, it kind of makes me feel safe. I don't know if that make any sense,
Yeah,
but
it's like a tactical nightlight. You're just like,
yeah.
oh man, I feel good about this.
I think I'm not. That's funny, man. All right, everyone. We definitely appreciate you guys watching. If you guys got any comments, make sure you put in down below. Just don't think it's too complicated. Hopefully, we answer some questions that you guys may have. Just a basic camera, basic tripod, some editing software. You talking and little intro, outro, and you be okay. Okay, it's not too complicated. Just find out that you know what you want to talk about. I guess knowing that is critical too. Knowing what your channel is going to be about. And one last thing I'm going to say, because I just thought about this. Our channel, especially our channels, are pretty open. Like JH6, Jarhead is a Marine term. 6 was my pay level, which is equals to staff sergeant. That's why I picked that name. But it kind of allows me to go to different places. If you pick one of those names that is going to stalk you into something, you may get stuck into a subject. Like if you pick, I don't know, for example, the firearm guy, Dan's channel, very cool channel, but the firearm guy, you're going to talk mainly about guns. So if you want to be more open and more general, pick a name that is more general. JH6 allow me to talk about anything that I want. So you kind of agree with that, or you got anything on that?
Yeah. Like you said, like don't be picking a name like My Little Pony 57 and talking about how to farm. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like I picked my name because I thought it was funny, and it was like it has to do with guns, but it's catchy. And everyone always tells me like I love your name, and I'm like, yeah, that was the point. But like you said, generally it's like you get a name like that, what would I be talking about? Maybe I could be a gaming channel, maybe.
Right.
But I mean, it lets me talk about the things I want to talk about. You can't be called something completely off the wall and then be talking about a serious subject like guns. Like they don't really match. It's kind of like picking a band name. Like Slayer does not play polka. Like It's not. They go together. So think of these things.
Oh, man. All right, guys. Man, I appreciate you coming here. Hopefully, we see you in one of the next shows coming up. Definitely appreciate everyone watching. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel. I'm gonna put it down below in the description box. As always, like the video if you like this type of video. Dislike it if you don't like it. Subscribe to the channel. Share the videos. And God is in control.